Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 40. Let's get started now. The Book of Ezekiel is a prophetic book in the Old Testament of the Bible. Chapter 40 begins with Ezekiel being transported in a vision to a temple complex. In this vision, he is shown a detailed plan of a new temple and the surrounding city. The purpose of this vision is to give hope to the exiled Israelites that there will be a future restoration of the temple and the worship of God. The meaning of this vision is that God is faithful and will fulfill his promises. Despite the Israelites' current circumstances of being in exile and the destruction of the temple, God is still in control and has a plan for their future. The detailed plan of the new temple and the surrounding city is a demonstration of God's care and attention to detail. It shows that he is actively involved in the lives of his people and is working for their restoration. The lesson to be learned from this vision is that God's plans are greater than our own. We may not understand why we are going through difficult times or why certain things happen in our lives, but we can trust that God has a plan and a purpose for everything. Just as God had a plan for the restoration of the temple and the worship of him, he also has a plan for our lives. We must trust in his sovereignty and his love for us. The teaching application of this chapter is that we should focus on the worship of God. In the vision, Ezekiel is shown the importance of the temple and the worship of God. The temple is a symbol of God's presence among his people, and the worship of God is a way for his people to draw near to him. As Christians, we must make worship a priority in our lives. We must gather together with other believers to worship God, and we must also have personal times of worship and prayer. Furthermore, this chapter teaches us about the importance of order and structure in worship. The vision includes detailed measurements and instructions for the construction of the temple and the worship rituals. This shows us that God is a God of order and that he desires for us to worship him in a specific way. We must follow his instructions and guidelines for worship, rather than relying on our own preferences or opinions. In conclusion, Ezekiel chapter 40 teaches us that God is faithful and will fulfill his promises. We can trust in his sovereignty and his love for us. We must make worship a priority in our lives and follow God's instructions for worship. Just as God had a plan for the restoration of the temple and the worship of him, he also has a plan for our lives. We must trust in his plan and his purpose for us. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.